Hi everybody, it's been a little bit. I had my kids here from Kelowna for the past 2 weeks and it has been full of fun and kids and busyness, and I just haven't been able to get to a video. So I thought, what could I do to get something done for you? And I thought, I have a garden tour coming up in September in my garden. Let's do the August garden tour. So I'm going to flip my phone around and I'm going to show you what the garden looks like right now. Now, it is not perfect and it needs a lot of work, and I have scheduled days that I have to do it to get ready for the garden tour, but I'm going to have lots of guests at the garden tour. So if the garden isn't perfect by then, they probably won't notice because there's going to be other things to look at. So I'm going to flip the phone, take you for an August garden tour. We'll start at the entry to the garden. This is what I call, my little courtyard garden. And it is doing so well. We've had a couple of really lovely, cool days after an extremely hot and humid week. It's only 21 degrees Celsius here in Ontario, and that is absolutely just gorgeous for me. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a full day in the garden tomorrow. So I'm hoping that we get another day like this. But here's the successes in the garden right now. Now, this is a huge oak leaf hydrangea, and I was successful in trimming it to get it to be beefier because it was quite leggy last year. But apparently I trimmed at the wrong dates because we have very few blooms. So I must have trimmed off some heads, but I did succeed in a beefy plant, which will turn red and be beautiful. It just doesn't have as much blooms. Next year, I'll have to wait till next year. And this is a little pot in a stand. Isn't it just so sweet tucked in here? The daisies are doing great. My Hakonakloa is just so gorgeous next to this pot of coleus and the dragon wing begonias. These I successfully saved from last year. There were 3 plants in each pot, and now I have 3 big pots, which I will again try to save. So I have some cleanup to do in here. I've been trimming on these big bushes. The sambuca I've trimmed on, and what I'm hoping is that it actually fills in a little bit before the tour in 2 weeks. And here is where, if you go back and look at any of my other garden videos, this is where I had donkey tail or spurge, and it was just not doing well. So now I am filling it with river rock, and it was suggested to me that this would be a great place for a water feature. What do you think? I think I agree with it. My Joe Pye weed is not looking great. I'm wondering if it's the heat and so much rain. I don't know what's going on with that. And here is a mistake that I made. I did not trim this sambuca early enough, and it affected the oak leaf hydrangea. So you can see where there's kind of like a cave or a cavern. And, hopefully I can do better at trimming next year, and that'll be fine. The wind has blown over all my seeds. This is my vintage find that I love, this table. It's amazing. And guys, I totally kill succulents. This is a container full of, I had a great big long one in my house and it was dying. Most of it was dying. So I just shoved everything that was alive in this pot. And when I've ignored it and it's doing just fine. So when it's time to bring it in, I will probably just ignore it then as well. Another thrifted find. My phlox is all floppy and I've got to do some trimming and make that look, clean up my iris. Another glorious oak leaf. Now think about this next year, guys, when that has all of its flowers. I don't know what I did wrong, so I will learn from my mistakes, but isn't it glorious? And it will still give me beautiful red color. These are baskets that I took from my gallery, and trimmed them all back. I don't know if, you know, they'll sit here for 2 weeks, see if they'll grow a little bit. I may just toss them. But another patch of Hakonakloa. My tomato plant is doing fine by my front door, and I had to cut that basket back, and it is doing just fine as well. So here's the donkey spurge. I had transplanted just a little bit into my planter, and it has had babies all around the base of my steps, which I actually quite like, and I will not take out. I really love the planter box with the salvia, the grasses, and the cosmos. And here's my hydrangea hedge and some more oak leaf hydrangeas. Now, I don't think I've done anything wrong here, but these just haven't bloomed in a couple of years. So I will have to ask an expert who, by the way, is coming next week to help me do a cleanup. What I actually need is someone who knows the plants even more than I do to help me and to tell me how to trim, how to weed, or trim and make the best environment for each plant. So I'm excited about her coming. It's almost like Christmas. I almost feel like I shouldn't clean anything up till she comes. Like, for example, this great big hedge, I usually keep trimmed, and I would have just trimmed it, and I will just trim it for the garden tour. However, when she came, she said, this is a great hedge. We need to get in here and do a lot of thinning of the branches, which we will do after the garden tour. I had never thought of it. So I'm really excited to see how she can rejuvenate this hedge of bushes. This is my raised garden that I usually put cosmos in. Now the cosmos are doing fine. And here we've got a big bee. Are you doing your thing? Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And this bed last year had been absolutely great with the cosmos. This year, I don't know if it's too much water. I just don't know. This is not the best bed this year, and I have big plans to change it. I want to replace it all with Hakonakloa grass, and I think that will be stunning. But look at the shapes and form of this planter box by my studio window. Doesn't it look absolutely amazing? The nasturtium is loving these cool days, and it just seems to have brightened up, and I am digging it. The salvia, there's some zinnia in there, and a fern. I think this is one of my favorite boxes ever. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Yep, see, I'm cleaning up. You're getting the reality of this garden today. After 10 days of 8, 9 and under children running around the garden, and me just getting back to it now. So there's a lot of trimming and things to be done. So here's my side garden in front of my studio. Kind of give you a look here. There's my studio. There's my famous thrift found leaf. And look, we've got a rose. A rose blooming. Isn't that gorgeous? You can't ask me what kind of rose it is because I won't know. And another box of the dragon, another pot of the dragon leaf begonia. And some really pretty things happening in here. There's not too much in here that I have to do for the tour. I have to trim that vine on the tree. I may give this forsythia a bit of a haircut. And my heart needs a really good crisp trim. The Veronica is in second flush. I don't know what it is about this plant, but I find it so delicate and lovely. I am so thrilled. My brother-in-law brought me a whole bunch of the caladium, and I've just tucked them in, and they're just really enjoying themselves there, giving me a little hit of color. And here is another hydrangea hedge with some wonderful things that I've tucked in. A pot of zinnia, some more salvia. There is monarda in there, but I just got it on sale, so I think that'll be a next year's plant. My the geranium here. Now here I'm working on, and I may work on it a little bit tomorrow, move some of these stumps. And I've been trimming and doing a little bit. This is going to need some focus. This ultimately would become a grass bed, but because the grass here, this grass right here is small this year, I planted some zinnia around it, and I don't think I planted enough. So when it's time for the tour, I'll probably just move the begonias and some of the potted plants in to fill some of these holes. But the zinnias are, I think, one of my favorites. And oh, we've got another buddy. Hard at work. Enjoying the flowers. Yeah, zinnias. I think they're one of my favorite. And there you have it for today's tour. Again, I'm having a studio tour I'm having a studio tour September 7th. If you're local, please come and find me. And I'm on the beach in Hamilton, and I would love to see you. I'm going to have art in the garden. I'm going to have a few other guests, a woodworker, an iron worker, a dress designer, and a jewelry designer. It is going to be a really, really fun day. So it's going to be wonderful. But I think I forgot to show you this amazing planter. I'll see if I can get it in behind me. This mandevilla behind me is doing great. And I've got another one over there. You can see it there. That is a great big dinosaur floaty that we blew up and used with the kids in the lake. We had so much fun. So I hope your summer is going great. I'm going to get back into the studio this week and next week, and I'll give you some more things. But you're going to see a lot about the studio tour coming up, and how I'm going to do prep. And I think my daughter Abby might be joining me on Friday. Don't count on it yet, but I think she is. And that will be super, super fun. So have a great day. Enjoy this gorgeous weather wherever you are. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah.